G'day everyone, Matty P here, and I'm actually going to touch on a topic I did a couple of years ago on this channel now regarding IIFYM, if it fits your macros, or flexible dieting as some people call it. I'm going to do a two-part series on this. Basically, this first part going to be explaining what it's all about. The second is actually a bit of a practical example of it, which I think is really important for people who might be trying to better understand the concept and tie it together. And that's actually the reason I'm visiting this topic again, because it's still is so poorly represented by so many people. It's really not very well understood for what is actually a pretty simple concept. Now, there are two extremities in terms of completely misunderstanding what it's all about. The first being your IIFYM bros who, live off, say, Maccas and ice cream and basically eat shit food, and they might actually hit their macros and their calorie intake. So they hit their numbers and they may have good physiques, but in reality, that's not really a practical way to do it in terms of longer term health. It's really important your body gets your vitamins, your minerals, fibers, these kind of things. And if you're eating crap food that doesn't have the kind of nutrients in it that your body needs, you may look good because you train and you hit your numbers, but over the longer term, you're going to have health problems from it. I guess the other end of that is people who eat clean, so to speak, all the time. I'll leave this whole clean and dirty topic for another time. I've got my own opinions on that. But yeah, basically always eat really strict. We'll skip going out and having dinner with friends, never have a glass of wine with dinner, never enjoy having an ice cream and stuff like that. That's the other extreme of it, and that's really unhealthy as well. And I guess it's unhealthy because it's just not a sustainable way of doing things. Most people who arbitrarily cut out foods like that from their diet and only eat a certain way, sooner or later end up binging and falling off the wagon, so to speak. So that's not a sustainable way of doing things, and that's what this is all about. Flexible dieting is meant to be offering people a way of getting the nutrients they need out of their food, but being able to actually enjoy life and live life and still hit their numbers in terms of their macronutrients and actually their calorie intake, so they can get the sort of physique they want to have while actually having a life, which for 99% of people who aren't figure competitors is important to be able to sustain a healthy and balanced life in terms of training and nutrition. So what is IIFYM then? Well, effectively what it is really about, and the truth is somewhere in the middle of those two extremes, it's actually about getting most of your foods through nutrient-dense foods. So your fruits, your veggies, things say like oats, eggs, fish, meat, and really basically hitting your numbers for the most part with those kind of things, at least a good chunk of your nutrients with those things. So you get all the vitamins and minerals and things like fibre that you need. Fibre is one that a lot of people forget about that's really important. It dramatically reduces your chances of bowel cancer by keeping your fibre intake up. I think it's something like 40 grams for men and something like 36 for women. I think I try and hit 40. Often I hit, because I eat a lot of vegetables in a day, I may hit 50 or 60 on some days, depending on what I'm eating. It's about getting those foods in your diet so you get the nutrients you need. They're also typically less calorie dense than a lot of your other foods that you might get in terms of burgers and pizzas and things like that. So they help fill you up on less calories, which if you're like me and you're cutting at the moment is important to be able to do. But at the same time, it's actually being able to fit those other things in. So being able to have your ice cream, have a beer with dinner or a glass of wine, head out to the local pub and have fish and chips, or have a chicken schnitzel or parma or whatever. Go out with friends and eat pizza, go to a restaurant, and just be able to still enjoy yourself and not have your fitness and nutrition goals actually stop you from living a life and being able to enjoy life. Because really, if you can't enjoy some of the simpler pleasures in life, what's the point? By maintaining that kind of balance with your food and your diet, you'll actually find that you get the best of both worlds effectively, and it's something that's sustainable as well. It's something that you can do into the longer term and be able to maintain your health and physique goals. Health and fitness is something you enjoy and you want to be able to do for a long time. You want to be able to stay healthy, stay fit, and have it be a sustainable way of living. So hopefully that helps fill in some of the gaps on what IIFYM is all about, and the fact that it's not about these extremes, and it's about being able to have your cake and literally eat it too and enjoy life and still hit your physique and fitness goals. So yeah, part one done. Part two is actually just some practical examples for you of how I do it anyway. So hopefully for you who are new to the concept or perhaps still trying to understand it and are interested in it, helps give you a bit of a practical basis for how some people do it. Of course, it's one of those things where you have to do what's right for you, and that's what it's all about. It's all about fitting things in that work for you in terms of your lifestyle, getting the nutrition you need, and being able to enjoy life, like I say. So, part two coming soon. Take it easy, guys. See you then.